basically I was homeless for 16 years, and looking back on that, it was one of the reasons why was because my dad died in '85, and I kind of never, or it took a very long time for me to recover from that, because the male role model was gone in my life. I didn't know what to do, and basically it was just, okay, now you're homeless, and nobody really wanted you. So I went for about 16 years basically without anybody really to talk to about anything. And I knew that I was having some major problems in life, but didn't really want to trust anybody with those problems. Because everybody told me to go away. And one of the things I've learned through the 16 years of homelessness is when you have a really hard time trusting people, when they say they're going to help you, they have to really help you. They have to, say you're going to drop off a pair of socks at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, you better be there. Because if you're not there, you've lost all of that trust with that person. So that happened to me a lot. And it was just where I got to a point to where I was beat down so much that that's all I thought life was going to be for me. I didn't think of going out and getting a job. I didn't think of making any kind of money, just the money or little food stamps that you get from here, and that was about it. I never even thought about going out and getting a job or anything. And then when I said, hey, I can't live like this all by myself and not talk to anybody, the other thing that happened was that it was a thing where I started talking to other homeless people, and it got to a point to where it was like, no, I'm going to stop talking to you because you're not having a full conversation. You're having your conversation by yourself. And I found out that, other homeless people have a lot of other problems that they have to deal with. And it was just being lonely for 16 years. Being alone. Imagine being alone for 16 years.
I can't imagine.
The movie Castaway was kind of like my lifestyle. It was like I started talking to things, and I said, oh wait, I can't be, I have to talk to a person. And so I started talking to a person. And when I came to Union Gospel Mission, it was one of those things where I was going to night watch and waiting till like 9 o'clock at night to go to night watch. I was talking to another homeless guy just yesterday saying, hey, if you have an appointment, if you have one thing to do, like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not like, oh, I'll get ready at 12:30 for it. I'll get ready at 10 o'clock because there's nothing else to do. There's nothing to do except get ready for this one meeting at 1 o'clock. But I'll get ready for it at 10. Just to give me something to do. Because it's just so boring out there. And trying to talk to people is really, really hard. And have a normal conversation, it's just really hard to do. So you end up not talking to people, but you end up getting ready for this one appointment and everything. And this one appointment means everything to you.
Yeah.
It turns out to be the golden ticket for you, kind of thing, you know? And if it's like a housing appointment, it's like you have to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I went through that. But one of the things that happened to me when I was at Union Gospel Mission was that a guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, where do you stay at night?" And I told him Night Watch. And he says, "If Night Watch ever gets filled up, you come back here. We got you covered." And it was like, whoa. It was like a ton of bricks just came off of me. It was just like, wow. Somebody really does care.
Yeah.
And it took a couple of days for that to register.
Yeah.
That somebody actually cared about me. Because I was convinced that nobody did. It was just me against the world. You know? Nobody else. Nobody else wanted me. It was just me. You know? And then there was a church that came in, and he said, in his preaching, he came back and he said, "Does anybody want gummy bears?" And he doesn't even remember saying that because he was nervous. It was his very first time preaching here and everything. So I went up to him and I said, "Where are my gummy bears?" And it was so, it was like, should I say that? Should I not say that? Should I walk away? If I walk away, I'm going to walk away for good, and I'm never going to talk to anybody. But I need to talk to somebody, so I'm going to have to say it to him, and I'm going to have to walk up to him. And I went through that whole process of walking up to him and actually saying, "Where are my gummy bears?"
Yeah.
And I ran through that for like 15 minutes of what to say. So I just said, "Where are my gummy bears?" And he took me to Wojamaya. And here I am with a little gym bag in my hand, with all my possessions in my hand, in my bag, everything that I needed in life in my bag. And this guy actually started listening to me. I was so excited that I couldn't stop from jumping up and down. Because one of my prayers in the 16 years was each night I would say, "Help me find a church that I can relate to. Help me find a church I can relate to." So then it was a thing where I was pretty much convinced after 16 years that was never going to happen. And then when it did happen, I couldn't stop from jumping up and down. I was so happy. So happy that somebody was out there actually listening to me. But then I was able to talk to him and everything was fine. But then I had a thing where, do I talk to him and do I trust him? I can talk to him, but do I trust him?
Yeah.
To tell him all of the pain that I went through for 16 years.
Just keep talking.
All right. So after the 16 years, I started actually trusting people to where, and it took me out of the 16 years, it took me about 6 years to actually have a conversation with somebody and actually trust them and actually mean what I say and everything else. And in this whole experience, I had to learn life all over again. I was the little baby once again, and I had to learn life all over again. I had to learn when you need I couldn't go to the store and get what I wanted. I don't have any money, so I can't go to the store. So I have to go to homeless shelters to go and get what I want, like toothpaste and a toothbrush. And if they don't have it, I have to come up with ways of doing something like that. And it was 16 years of very hard work.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Very hard work. I mean, I took my 16 years of homelessness as a job. And I looked at it as a job because I had to be there for a certain time to eat. I had to, because I couldn't go to restaurants. I couldn't go, whip up something on the stove
Right.
or anything like that.
Right.
So I had to be there at a certain time. And I got very time orientated in that 16 years
I bet.
of being there on time, being there for the clothes, being there for lunch, being there for dinner. And I'm kind of anal about it now, to where it's like, okay, 9:30 means 9:30, where are you at?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But in a way, that's kind of good
It is good.
because I'm always on time. I'm never ever late
Yeah.
in life. Now that I've been through this 16 years of what I experienced. And my plans for the future are to go back to school. They have they have a class that's going to certify me in forklift. They're going to certify me in flagging and OSHA and everything else. For about it's a 6-week class. They'll give you six certificates. So I will have the 6 certificates probably right around November when I graduate the program. And then there's another opportunity to where I can go and work for the mission again and be part of the mission and work for them. And be what we call a red badge case manager after a year. And the red badge is just coming into the program. It's its first 30 days. It's a blackout period. And I'm seriously thinking about doing that because I kind of know what it's like. I've been down the road, and right now I just want to reach back and grab somebody else and help somebody else out. That's all I want to do in life is just help somebody else out in life.
Yeah.
Because they were there for me when I needed the help. Now it's time for me to reach back
Yeah.
and help somebody else.